In this video, we're going to be talking about
telling a cohesive story with AI using 3 shots.
Okay, so here is the plan. We want to create a consistent story thingamajig, 3 different shots to tell a story. So step number 1, we're going to create our assets. We're going to create our storyboard. And my storyboard is going to be number 1, man throwing a red ball. Shot number 2 is that ball flying through the sky. And shot number 3, the man gets hit in the back of the head with the red ball. He threw the ball across the entire world and hit himself in the head. Okay? So this is what we came up with. Here's how we got there. I went to Runway Frames. You don't have to use frames. In my opinion, I had some frustrating experiences with frames, and I'll get into that. So number 1, I just said lock camera, man throwing a red ball, static shot. Gave me this kind of thing. I did a 3D animation thing. Not quite what I was looking for. So I decided to go with the vivid setting on frames. And this one seemed like the winner, okay? So I thought, perfect. We'll select this as our number 1 shot, and then we'll go down to red ball, fast zooming through the clouds, motion blur, okay? Came up with some interesting stuff. This one didn't have to match like exactly. It could be a little something else, but I went with this one, all right? 1 take, 1 little thing. Number 3, this is where we really ran into trouble. Our 3rd frame is the man getting hit in the back of the head with the red ball. None of these are the same character, right? And if we lock the seed, right? So I went back up to this guy and was like, okay, use the same prompt settings in the seed. Copy this seed, fix seed settings, blam. Copy that one in there, blam. Here's what it then came up with. Not at all what we're looking for, right? Tried a couple other settings. This is again not at all what we were looking for. So frames kind of failed in terms of getting the consistency, getting the consistency. So here's my workaround. I went to ChatGPT, downloaded that first shot, and was like, hey, this is a man throwing a red ball. I want to see the same shot and the same man, but the red ball is hitting him from the back of the head. This is basically it right there. Pretty dang similar, not 100%, but we're basically there. The only major issue was the ball was hitting him not exactly in the right place. I wanted it coming from over here, right? Because he's throwing it from this way and it's coming at him that way. So I said, great, can we have it hitting from the left? He threw the ball, across the world. It's gonna hit him from behind. Then we came with this beautiful shot here. So this is great, We kind of have all 3 of our shots that we need. We got this shot, the man throwing the ball. We got this shot, he getting, hit in the head. And then we have our, this baby flying through the air. Okay? Storyboarding, done. Step 2, we're going to generate them into videos. Okay? So here's how that looked. And we'll show you the test. This is Gen 4 Turbo. All we did was we took that image and we, selected it and just ran it with nothing. Absolutely nothing. No prompts. And it looks pretty ridiculous, right? He's dropping the ball. That's not really being thrown properly. It comes back to him. Then I do the same thing, but I say lock camera, man throws ball. Here's how we're looking. Still dropping it, still pretty goofy. At least it doesn't come back to him. It's not real physics. I don't understand what's happening there. So then I wrote lock camera, man throws ball off screen. A little bit better. Still not 100%. So I kind of was like, let's move on. All right. So we got shot number 2, ball going through the sky. Here's how this looks. It's not going the correct way, but I figured, you know what, this is usable. I can just flip this and it'll be going the way that I want it. So I was like, all right, again, one and done, we're good. Here's where the real trouble comes in. Shot number 3, again being the problem child. This man getting hit in the head with the ball. I just took the image, no description, see what it would do. So clearly it didn't understand what was happening. It starts with that frame, so it doesn't understand that the ball is going to be coming that way. And you know, that's my bad, right? So then I say, lock camera, red ball flies in off screen and hits the man in the head. Here's what we came up with. Same thing. Didn't understand what the mission was, okay? Did not understand. So this is when I went back to ChatGPT and said, hey, can the ball be right before the hit so it's not touching his head? ChatGPT, of course. A little bit distance. It didn't make it 16:9. A weird thing that ChatGPT does. It'll just kind of change the aspect ratio on you. So now we got a 16:9 and it's slightly before. So I take that image, give it the same prompt. You know, the red ball flies in off screen, hits the man in the head. Now the ball is just doing some weird stuff, right? It's hovering, it doesn't even hit him in the head, and now it's just flying around. Weird, right? I do no prompt, see what happens here. Kind of works, almost works, right? I try again, this time not the turbo. This is Gen 4 turbo. I tried just Gen 4. See what happens. This one, he's sort of like some Jedi who's controlling the ball, you know, with his mind, it feels like. Doesn't really make sense. I use the same Gen 4. Ball hits him in the head. Man falls down. Okay? So, it's not 100%. However, with everything that we've been given, I think this is enough. Because this is step 3. Putting everything together. Alright? So, we had one clip of the man throwing this. And I thought, I like that he's raising his arm. And then he's throwing it. This is doing goofy stuff with the throw. But before the throw, it's not bad. Right? There's another shot where it's goofy right at the beginning. But the throw is actually pretty good. So all I do is cut these two together. I scale this up 200%, so when we're cutting to this, it kind of works, all right? I add in this little swoosh, little sound effect, add a little something there. Seems like we're good, right? We got this guy. Play that. Added this little missile torpedo thing. We had to flip it so it's going the correct way. I'm speeding these up a little bit, so you notice this is at 200%. Just went into speed duration and made them all a bit faster because the AI is like, it does these smooth frames. So this one again is like at 200%, right? So okay, it flies through the air, and then this is where it gets a little strange, all right? We got this motion. How I did that, I went into Photoshop and I basically painted out and put this on its own layer. Ball's on its own layer. And then we went into After Effects and did a real basic bam. Nothing super special, but we just sort of took this element, we had it flying across. Just a couple of keyframes, make it smush. Pretty basic shit, right? We could do a lot more. But I think for all intents and purposes, we just wanted to see if this would work. His face is already looking like it's been hit, but it's okay, you know? So we cut from this ball to another shot where it falls off of him. So this, it kind of works. You know, this was like the intro, which is like, doesn't make sense. But from here to there, it works. So just with a little bit of work, we can achieve that. And he falls to the ground. And we kind of get our story of consistency. I'll put the little sound effects back on, and we'll watch this one more time. That's just kind of the little workflow that I figured out in order to create a consistent story using the AI available. If you have ideas of how to create consistent stories, let me know in the comments. I think it's something we need to figure out more. How do we have the same consistent people, consistent stories? I would love to know how they did this thing, you know? Very cool. How do you achieve this? I don't know. I'm still learning, and I would like to learn together, you know? So let me know what you think of this. If you have other ideas of content you'd like to see, then let me know. Okay? Cool. Let's catch you next time. Peace.